So Cornish Metals is an exploration and development company. The focus is on bringing the South Crofty tin project toward the construction decision and ultimately back into production. South Crofty has been operating for about 400 years. So the team at Cornish Metals have been very busy, and particularly over the last couple of years since we got the £40 million financing that was anchored by our strategic investor, Vision Blue Resources. The good growth funding is very important, and it's an element of support. Being a mining operation, we need to have support of the community, local and national governments. The provision of funding from Good Growth reaffirmed the support from the government towards advancing this mine project towards ultimately coming back into production, which would be to the benefit of Cornwall and the country as a whole. Tin is a very important metal for the energy transition. It is important in all technological applications. It is essentially the glue that holds electronics and electrical infrastructure together. When South Crofty eventually goes back into production, we expect it will create approximately 300 direct jobs. Their Good Growth Program funding allows us to invest further. So South Crofty presents an opportunity to be a local supply of tin in the UK to supply the growing need for the energy transition.
What we found as we've been going through this process of reopening is a lot of the skill set that's developed to enable that industry still exists within the county. So our commitment has been to maximise the spend locally. Part of the feasibility studies we're looking at with Bartles Foundry as an example is how we can maximise the power generation from solar power on the roof spaces, but we're also looking at the mine water which comes out of the mine at around about 25 degrees C, which gives us a huge thermal energy potential. So by redeveloping that site with new offices, we clean up the site, but also that site has the ability to be net zero. Initial studies are showing that generates around about 3.5 megawatts of thermal energy. With the Good Growth funding, it's enabled us to increase our staffing, and it's enabled us to speed up our development on site.
Here at South Crofty, we've had significant funding to date that has focused primarily on delivering the dewatering programme and bringing the mine to production through feasibility study. The Shared Prosperity Fund and Good Growth funding has given us the financial confidence to go forward and investigate how we're going to bring that to fruition. The Shared Prosperity Funds have been absolutely essential to bringing us to where we are today, giving us that financial confidence to go and investigate these hoisting options and looking at what we can do with our site, and really with a focus on being environmentally sustainable, being the gateway project and leading light for them. The funding provided by the Good Growth team and the support they provide has been fantastic in bringing this project to where it is today.
Cornwall's reserves of critical minerals are of major international importance. We know these minerals are of exceptionally high value, and we want to maximise the number of jobs that are available to Cornish people in the sector. So we've made a number of investments across the sector. We've put £192,000 into the mine at South Crofty, which is a tin mine. But actually also we've invested in some of our skills and learning establishments like the Camborne School of Mines. We also want to encourage sort of future businesses and future investments in order to grow their business and grow the sector. What we're seeing now is a transition away from traditional fossil fuels and into more renewable forms of energy. That transition is only going to speed up over the next few years, and it's absolutely vital that Cornwall's at the forefront of that.